The lights inside the women's bathroom of the Langford Crown Hotel were too bright, the kind that exposed every insecurity, every flaw, every crack in a person's spirit. And Lily James was sitting on the cold marble floor, back against the wall, knees pulled to her chest, shaking uncontrollably. Her mascara had smudged under her eyes. Her dress, a borrowed, ill-fitted black gown, clung awkwardly to her uneven frame. Her hair, which she spent hours straightening, had begun to curl in the humidity. She looked like a girl who had been fighting her entire life, and lost. A crushed paper invitation lay beside her. Emily James, nominated for Young Designer of the Year. Her sister's name, not hers. Lily had been invited as a pity guest. Or worse, a comparison. Her mother's words echoed in her head, "Stay behind Emily. Don't embarrass us." But tonight, they didn't need her help to be embarrassed. They did it for her. The moment she stepped into the ballroom, the whispers began. "Is that their sister? She looks nothing like them. Why did they bring her?" Someone laughed under their breath, "She's the ugly one, right?" Lily lasted 12 minutes. Then she ran. She couldn't breathe. She couldn't think. She just needed to disappear. But as she buried her face into her hands, trying to stop the tears, the bathroom door opened. Footsteps. Slow, measured. A man's voice, calm but concerned, "Are you all right?" She froze. No one had ever asked her that in a tone that sounded like they genuinely meant it. Lily wiped her face with the sleeve of her dress, trying to hide the mess she had become. I'm fine," she whispered, voice trembling. The man stepped into the warm light. Tall, mid-30s, sharp jawline, dark hair swept back, wearing a charcoal suit that looked tailored to perfection. His name, though she didn't know it yet, was Daniel Hart. He wasn't smiling. He wasn't judging. He was just present. "You look like someone who's trying very hard to say she's fine," Daniel said softly. "But you're not." Lily swallowed hard. This wasn't flirting. This wasn't pity. This was something else, something rare. She forced a shaky breath. "I shouldn't even be here. This place isn't, for someone like me." Daniel crouched down, keeping a respectable distance, eyes calm. "What does, someone like you, mean?" Lily looked away. "Ugly. Out of place. Wrong." Her voice cracked on the last word. Daniel's jaw tightened, not at her, but at the world that taught her to speak about herself like that. "Who told you that?" he asked. "Everyone," she exhaled. "Since I was a child." Daniel studied her, not her face, not her flaws, her pain. He said quietly, "People lie more often than mirrors." Lily blinked. "What?" "You don't look wrong," Daniel said. "You look hurt. There's a difference." The words hit her harder than any insult she'd ever heard. Because for the first time, someone didn't deny her pain. Someone named it. Before she could respond, the door swung open. A glamorous woman stepped in, paused, stared at Lily on the floor, then at Daniel. She smirked. "Oh. I see," she whispered, "so this is where you disappeared to." Daniel didn't even turn to her. "Not now, Claire." The woman, Claire, scoffed and left. Lily looked down, embarrassed. "I should go." Daniel stood, then extended a hand to help her up. She stared at it as though it was something fragile. No man had ever offered her their hand politely. Slowly, she took it. And something changed. In her. In him. In the air around them. Daniel escorted her out of the bathroom, not touching, just guiding with presence. The hallway was quiet, lined with gold-trimmed walls and velvet carpets. "You shouldn't go back into the ballroom like this," Daniel said. "I wasn't planning to," Lily whispered, staring at her reflection in a mirror, red eyes, mascara streaks, trembling lips. "You don't have to explain yourself," he added. Let's get you somewhere calmer. Calmer. A word she rarely experienced. He pressed a button for the private elevator. Lily hesitated. You really don't have to help me. Daniel looked at her gently. It's not help. It's kindness. When was the last time someone showed you that? She couldn't answer. Because she didn't know. Inside the elevator, she stood stiffly in the corner, hugging her arms. Daniel kept his distance. Respectful. Protective, but not possessive. As they descended, she whispered, You don't know me. True, he said. But I know pain when I see it. She looked up, eyes softening. Why do you care? Daniel exhaled slowly. Because, no one cared when I needed it. His voice carried weight, heavy, unspoken history. Their eyes met in the reflection of the elevator wall, not romantically. Emotionally. Human to human. The elevator chimed open. Daniel led her into a private lounge, quiet, dimly lit, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Thames. London glowed outside like scattered diamonds. Lily had never been anywhere so elegant. She stood by the window, breath fogging the glass. Her heart hurt, not from pain this time, but from unfamiliar beauty. Daniel returned with a warm towel and a glass of water. Clean your face, he said gently. Start fresh. She took them, hands trembling. Why are you being so nice? Daniel leaned against the wall, looking out at the city. Because the world is already cruel enough. You don't need one more person adding to it. She cleaned her face slowly. Her bare skin was uneven, marked by old scars, but her eyes held kindness. Daniel noticed. You know, he said softly, kindness is a rare beauty. Most people don't have it. Lily scoffed weakly. No one cares about inner beauty. He looked at her, really looked. People with shallow hearts don't. But the world isn't made only of them. Silence fell. Comfortable. Unexpected. Then. A loud crash shook the hallway. A shout. Running footsteps. Lily jumped, spilling the water. Daniel immediately moved toward the door. Stay here, he said firmly. Panic flashed in her eyes. Daniel. I'll be right back. He disappeared into the corridor. Lily's breath tightened. Something was happening. Something dangerous. Something that would drag her life into a world she never knew existed. Lily couldn't stay still. Fear pressed against her chest. She stepped into the hallway cautiously. Daniel was speaking to two security guards, his expression sharp. It wasn't an accident, one guard said. Someone broke into the West Wing. Lily froze. A break-in? In a hotel like this? Daniel noticed her and walked briskly toward her. You weren't supposed to leave the lounge. I got scared, she admitted. He exhaled and nodded. Okay. Stay close. She did, closer than she realized, because something inside her trusted him deeply, instinctively. They walked toward the lobby, where chaos buzzed in low murmurs. Police were entering. Staff whispered anxiously. Guests were panicking. Daniel placed a firm hand on Lily's shoulder, not possessive, just grounding. You're safe. I promise. His words felt like truth. But in the middle of the noise, Lily saw something she wasn't meant to see. A tall man in a black coat, half hidden behind a column, watching Daniel with narrowed eyes. He whispered into a phone, he's here. And he's not alone. Lily's blood ran cold. Daniel noticed her stiffen. What's wrong? Lily swallowed hard. I think someone is watching you. Daniel followed her gaze, but the man was gone. His jaw clenched. This isn't your world, Lily, Daniel murmured. But now, you're in it. Her heart dropped. Why would anyone watch you? Daniel looked at her with a truth-heavy gaze, the kind that held secrets. Because some people don't like the man I used to be. That sentence was the beginning of everything. Her transformation. Their connection. Their danger. Their unbreakable bond. And the long, painful path toward the woman she would one day become. The hallway finally fell quiet after security walked away. Daniel stood there, hands on his hips, breathing out slowly like he had been holding his breath the whole time. Lily didn't look up. Her cheeks burned with humiliation. Her heart pounded so hard it felt like her ribs might split. She whispered, "Thank you, for helping me." "You didn't have to." Daniel shook his head gently. "Someone should have helped you a long time ago." That one sentence hit deeper than she expected. It sounded like he saw the part of her she always hid, the girl who had been overlooked, dismissed, mocked. The girl tired of being stepped on. Daniel didn't ask for details. He didn't push. He simply walked beside her, his pace matching hers, like he instinctively knew she needed silence more than questions. The elevator reflected their bodies, her small frame, shoulders curled inward, and him tall, composed, with a quiet calmness. Lily avoided her own reflection. Daniel noticed. "You don't look anything like what people tell you," he said softly. She blinked, confused. "You don't even know what people say." He looked straight ahead. "I can guess. I've seen that look before, on someone who believes every cruel word ever thrown at them." The elevator doors slid open. Lily stepped out slowly, feeling seen and exposed in a way she hadn't expected. Instead of leaving, Daniel gently gestured toward the hotel's cafe. "Just sit with me. You look like you haven't eaten since yesterday." She hadn't. She nodded. Warm lights, low jazz, smell of pastries. Everything felt too gentle for the turbulence inside her chest. Daniel ordered for her because she couldn't think straight. When the food arrived, tea and a simple croissant, she stared at it, her appetite trapped behind anxiety. Daniel leaned back. "You don't have to eat. Just breathe." Tears welled in her eyes. "Why are you being nice to me?" she whispered. Daniel paused. His voice lowered, soft but firm. "Kindness isn't a favor, Lily. Some people deserve it more than others." Her chest tightened. She wasn't used to being one of those people. As she reached for the teacup, her sleeve slipped back, exposing a faint bruise on her wrist. Daniel froze. "Who did that?" She snatched her hand back instinctively. "No one. It's nothing." His jaw tightened. "That's not nothing. It's from earlier," she stammered. "Someone grabbed me after I left the room." Daniel leaned forward, lowering his voice. "In this hotel?" She nodded. Daniel's expression darkened, but not in anger, in controlled protectiveness. "I'm going to look into that," he said. "No," she whispered, shaking her head. "I don't want trouble. Lily, you are the one who was hurt. You didn't create trouble, someone else did. Let me help." That word again. Help. Why did it scare her as much as it comforted her? The moment Daniel mentioned involving hotel management, Lily's breathing hitched. Her chest tightened. Her fingers trembled. Her vision blurred at the edges. Memories of past mockery, past bullying, past humiliation, all crashed at once. "I can't, I don't, please." Daniel instantly moved beside her, lowering his voice to a calm, steady rhythm. "Lily. Look at me. You're safe. No one is touching you. No one is shouting. Breathe with me." He breathed slowly, visibly, intentionally. She tried to match him. It took time, but eventually, her breath steadied. Her shoulders dropped, her pulse slowed. She blinked up at him, eyes wet. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Daniel shook his head. "No. Don't apologize for surviving. Her tears fell again. After she calmed, he leaned back in his chair, studying her face with quiet empathy. Lily, I don't want to overstep. But, do you have somewhere safe to go? She hesitated. I should go home, she said weakly. Daniel raised an eyebrow. That didn't sound convincing. She looked down, her voice barely a whisper. They don't really want me there. Daniel's face tightened again. He didn't press for details. Instead, he took a slow breath. Then let me do something for you. Not out of pity, out of respect. He reached into his pocket and slid a hotel keycard gently toward her. Take a room for tonight. Rest. Eat. Sleep. You don't owe me anything. Lily stared at the card like it was a foreign object. A luxury she didn't deserve. A kindness she didn't trust yet. Her voice cracked. Why me? Daniel hesitated, then answered truthfully. Because I saw your eyes in that hallway. People who carry that kind of sadness, always have a story worth listening to. Her throat tightened. She didn't take the card. Not yet. But she didn't push it away either. A beginning. Small. Fragile. But finally hers. Lily finally stood, wiping her eyes quickly. Daniel watched her carefully, giving her space to choose. She whispered, I don't know if I can trust you. Daniel nodded. Then trust yourself first. Everything else can come later. She looked at the keycard again. The doorway to a safe night she'd never had before. She slowly reached out, her fingers brushing the card, but stopping just short of taking it. Daniel didn't look disappointed. He simply whispered, I'll be downstairs, if you change your mind. Lily turned away, heart pounding, unsure of what scared her more, her past, or the possibility of a future that didn't hurt. Lily stumbled out of the flat after hearing the truth. Her legs felt weak. Her vision misty. She didn't know where she was going. She didn't know who she was anymore. Her hand brushed against something in her coat pocket. Daniel's room card. She stared at it, trembling. It wasn't just a card. It was safety. It was comfort. It was the one place she wouldn't have to pretend to be strong. But she still didn't move. Because she was Lily, always afraid of being a burden. She walked toward the main road, dazed. A car slowed beside her. Daniel. He wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't following her. He wasn't watching. He simply couldn't drive away after seeing her face earlier at the restaurant. Something in him refused to leave her alone tonight. Lily. He stepped out quickly when he saw her stumble. She didn't try to speak. She didn't pretend to be fine. She collapsed into his chest, tears soaking his shirt. I'm adopted, Daniel, she whispered. They lied to me my whole life. Daniel froze. Not because he didn't know what to say, but because he finally understood the kind of pain that shaped her. He wrapped his arms around her. Come home, he whispered. Not my home. Come home. The place she belonged tonight. And for the first time, she used the room card. Daniel guided her into the lift, his arms steady around her. She leaned against him, shaking quietly, holding the card in her palm. Use it, he said softly, nodding at the door. Her hand trembled as she tapped the card on the lock. A soft beep. The door opened. Daniel didn't walk ahead.